Restaurants are a tough business. Margins are razor thin, competition is fierce, and success often depends on factors beyond a restaurant owner's control. But what if I told you that a company that doesn't cook food, doesn't serve customers, and doesn't own a single restaurant is worth over $1 billion just by selling reservations? This is the story of OpenTable, the platform that transformed the dining industry and built a tech empire out of empty seats. The restaurant industry has always had one major inefficiency: reservations. Managing them used to be a nightmare. Hosts juggled handwritten lists, overbookings led to chaos, and no-shows could ruin a restaurant's night. This was the problem Chuck Templeton saw in 1998 when his wife struggled to book a dinner reservation over the phone. Inspired by the idea of a more convenient digital solution, he launched OpenTable to bring restaurant reservations online. At first, the idea seemed simple: let customers book tables online instead of calling restaurants. But the execution was far more complicated. Restaurants weren't convinced they needed the internet for reservations. Many still relied on pen and paper and didn't see the point of switching. To get them on board, OpenTable needed a compelling reason beyond just convenience. The breakthrough came when OpenTable provided restaurants with an entire back-end system, replacing the old reservation books with digital waitlists, customer databases, and analytics. It wasn't just about taking reservations. It was about helping restaurants operate more efficiently. This shift turned OpenTable from a simple booking platform into an essential tool for restaurant management. But even with a solid product, OpenTable had a major challenge: getting customers to actually use the platform. After all, why change the habit of just calling a restaurant? The solution was a clever two-sided strategy. First, OpenTable built an extensive network of restaurants, ensuring customers had plenty of choices. Then, they created an incentive program, offering diners points for reservations that could be redeemed for discounts. This gamification of dining encouraged people to use OpenTable over traditional booking methods. As OpenTable grew, its network effect became its biggest advantage. More restaurants meant more diners, and more diners meant more restaurants wanted to join. This flywheel effect cemented OpenTable as the go-to platform for reservations. By the early 2000s, OpenTable had expanded beyond the US, entering international markets and partnering with major restaurant chains. In 2009, OpenTable went public, and within a few years, it caught the attention of tech giants. In 2014, Booking Holdings, the company behind Priceline and Kayak, acquired OpenTable for a staggering $2.6 billion. The deal wasn't just about restaurant reservations, it was about controlling a key piece of the travel and hospitality ecosystem. The acquisition allowed OpenTable to integrate with hotel bookings, making it even more valuable to travelers. Instead of just booking a flight in a hotel, customers could now plan their entire trip, down to the dinner reservations, all within Booking Holdings platforms. This move positioned OpenTable not just as a restaurant tool, but as a critical piece of the global travel industry. So how does OpenTable make money? It operates on a subscription model, charging restaurants a monthly fee for access to its reservation system. On top of that, it charges a per-cover fee, meaning every time a diner books through OpenTable, the restaurant pays a small commission. With millions of bookings happening daily, those small fees add up fast. Additionally, OpenTable generates revenue through premium marketing services, allowing restaurants to pay for better visibility on the platform. While OpenTable dominates the reservation space, it hasn't been without challenges. Competitors like Resy, Yelp Reservations, and even Google have tried to disrupt the market. Resy, for example, positioned itself as a more premium alternative, focusing on exclusive restaurants and a sleeker user experience. Google integrated reservations directly into search results, reducing the need for third-party platforms. But despite these challenges, OpenTable's early mover advantage and deep integration with restaurants keep it at the top. Beyond just reservations, OpenTable has explored new ways to expand its influence. It has added features like contactless payments, waitlist management, and even AI-driven recommendations for diners. By continuously evolving, OpenTable ensures it remains relevant in an industry that's always changing. But perhaps the biggest reason OpenTable is so successful is that it solved a fundamental inefficiency. It didn't invent dining, and it didn't reinvent restaurants. It just made the process of filling seats easier and more efficient. And in an industry where empty tables mean lost revenue, that's a billion-dollar solution. So next time you book a restaurant through an app, remember, the real business isn't in the food, it's in the seats. And OpenTable built a tech empire by making sure those seats are always filled. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating business stories.